Well, I grew up having this very pure, very beautiful relationship with God and with Judaism. And a lot of that joy and passion had to do with my father, who, um, who taught me. He would study Torah with me. He would take me to shul on Shabbos. I'd sit beside him and just play with the fringes of his tallis. Um, he taught me himself for my bat mitzvah. He taught me every trope, how to daven. He fought with my temple to let a girl on the bima to lead a Friday night service. Never happened before at my temple. And when I was in high school, my father was murdered in a mugging. And well, as you can imagine, it was an experience that, you know, that just devastated my family and really so many different aspects of life seemed to fall apart at that time. And all the holidays died. My faith in human kindness died. My faith in the police died. They were able to find the man who shot my father. My faith in doctors died. You know, the 15-year-old kid that I was died. And for me at that time, God died too. I just couldn't understand how the God I loved, the God I prayed to, the God I thought I understood through my studies would permit such a horrible thing to happen to such a beautiful person. And I walked around feeling very angry. I can't say that my faith in God died. In other words, that I stopped believing in God. I didn't. I just started hating God. It's not that God stopped existing, it's just that I started to hate God. And I walked around feeling very angry and betrayed. And of course, you know, this wanting to be a rabbi. Well, first of all, I was in this very Orthodox environment where I didn't even admit that I wanted to be a rabbi, because how do you admit such a thing? But at that point, just everything was in turmoil. And it was only when I went off to college that I started to see that maybe it was the God, the way I had interpreted God, the way I had imagined God, that was causing me so much pain and so much sadness and so much anger. And I really had always thought that God was Superman and that we were all Lois Lane. And, you know, if we prayed, then Superman would come and swoop down and punish bad people and protect good people. But I saw that that's not who God is. I became clear about that God's job description isn't evil prevention. And it never has been, because every single day there are horrible things happening in our world. And if God's job was evil prevention, then God's inept. So it had to be that that's not who God was. And that all of those kinds of promises, that I needed to reread them, the kind of promises in the prayers and in the Torah, that I needed to rethink who God was. And once I could see that God wasn't Superman, then I could stop hating God and start listening to God.